Hello, this is Cybernet, and I'm Steve Truitt. On today's show, we meet two heroes, fly a jet into combat, battle a treacherous army, and enter a wondrous world. It's unbelievable. It's Cybernet. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Viewtiful Joe. That's right, we jump into this week's show with the sequel to last year's surprise hit. This time we find this not-so-average Joe and his girlfriend Sylvia battling their way through movie world to defeat the evil Black Emperor and foil his nefarious plans for world domination. It's time to henshin a go-go, baby, on the GameCube and PlayStation 2. In this side-scrolling platform brawler, you once again play as Joe, the world's coolest action hero, and lead him through 7 movie-themed levels. Along with punching and kicking your way past wave after wave of hostiles, you'll also have to solve puzzles. The controls are wonderful, so you can execute artful combo attacks with ease. And when you collect enough V-films, you can unleash powerful cinematic visual effects. This time, Sylvia joins in on the action and gets ample screen time as well. With the beautiful touch button, you can switch between the dynamic duo at any time to take advantage of their individual strengths. Sylvia can use her lethal pom-poms and laser guns, as well as her replay powers, to dish out 3 times the amount of damage. But it's her slow-mo attack that really makes her one tough lady. Every level here is filled with difficult puzzles, and the smartly designed environments present many challenges. Some of the solutions can be fairly convoluted, however, since they often require you to occasionally combine superpowers or switch between characters with speed and precision. Although the harder puzzles tend to slow down the action a bit, this unique gameplay keeps this from becoming another mindless button masher. The highly stylized cel-shaded graphics are impressive, and did we mention beautiful? Although at times the action heats up so much the on-screen visuals can become cluttered. And since this is such a tough game, we advise you to select the kids' difficulty setting. Even though Viewtiful Joe 2 is very similar to its predecessor, it doesn't matter because this innovative action platformer definitely delivers. Sure, you can fire up Underground 2 and play as Tony Hawk, the world's greatest skater, but where's the challenge in that? Grab a pen and write down this cheat for the Xbox that'll give this game a whole new spin. Under Options, find your way to the cheats and then enter 4-wheeler. That's the number 4 and then W, H, E, E, L, E, and R. We've just unlocked Polly on skateboard. Now with a broken arm and leg, pulling rails and other crazy stunts is that much more satisfying. Enjoy, and you might want to keep an eye out for beautiful women. They tend to be a distraction. If you're an armchair flight jockey looking for an adrenaline rush, this is your lucky day because the 5th edition in the long-running aerial simulation series is here. Grab your helmet and prepare for takeoff because Ace Combat 5, The Unsung War, soars onto the PlayStation 2. Like its predecessors, this flight sim takes place in an alternate reality of the near future where 2 nations are at war. You play as Blaze, an elite fighter pilot who leads his squadron against the enemy. The arcade-style controls are superb, so you can easily maneuver your aircraft through the various missions that range from destroying ground targets to escorting squadrons. The main focus, however, remains the awesome dogfighting scenarios. The biggest improvement here is the addition of the Wingman command. This feature allows you to control an entire squadron by issuing orders and coordinating attacks. The interface is simple, so you can quickly order your mates to attack or disperse with the use of the D-pad. So when a bogey is on your 6, your buddies can assist you. Although your options are limited, it does add some depth to the gameplay. Where Ace Combat really excels over the competition is in its excellent presentation and interesting storyline. Not only will the plot unfold during the cinematics, it continues during the constant radio chatter. Sometimes it's a bit much though, and you'll wish you could order radio silence. But responding to your wingman's communication adds to the realism, which may ultimately change the outcome of the war. The improved graphics are stunning. Everything from the aircraft to fantastic explosions to the weather effects are near photorealistic. In fact, satellite imagery is employed to detail the landscapes below. With its multiple modes of play and thrilling action, Ace Combat 5 is a first-class flight sim that maintains air superiority over the other titles in this genre. Our Game of the Week heralds the return of Sly Cooper, the world's furriest bandit. So lock your doors and stash your cash, because this sneaky raccoon is now joined by a band of thieves in this sequel for the PS2.
You always return to the scene of the crime.
Crime? I haven't stolen anything. Yet.
The most prominent feature of the first Sly game was the stylish, toon-shaded animation, and this follow-up by the developers at Sucker Punch is even more graphically impressive. All the environments are colorfully plush and a real treat for the eyes. Character movements are also smooth as silk, so crawling up pipes and jumping across rooftops is a breeze.
Freeze!
As for the story, this time Sly needs to collect the robotic remains of Clockwork, the sworn enemy of the Cooper clan. He also needs to stop the nasty Claw Gang, all while staying one step ahead of Carmelita Fox, the annoyingly persistent inspector.
Yeah, well, this is where things get fun.
You can't run forever!
Happily, Sly 2 features a handful of upgrades, making it a much deeper and rewarding effort. The landscapes are more expansive and open-ended, and our pal Sly gets to show off a whole new set of moves. So now he can crawl under objects to avoid detection and use his nifty staff to pick pockets. Ka-ching! It really is a group effort this time, because now you can also control Sly's two best buddies. Bentley the Turtle might look diminutive, but he also likes blowing stuff up. And if you need some muscle to lift a heavy gate or to throw a bad guy around, Murray is your man, or a hippo. The presentation here is nearly flawless. Inventive level design, tight controls, and challenging objectives make Sly 2 one of this year's best platform action games. Some animals are a bit irritating, but we think this band of thieves plays beautiful music together, which is why it's our Game of the Week. Okay, it's time for Cybernet's Top 10 Animated Characters Starring in Video Games. At number 10, Mickey Mouse moonlights from his theme park job to hop around in Disney's Hide and Sneak. One of Japan's most cherished cartoon creations is at it again as Astro Boy blasts into the 9th position. In the 8th spot, doggy detective Scooby-Doo is sniffing out clues for snacks in Mystery Mayhem. Oscar is working hard to get noticed by talent agents, but not by hungry predators in Shark Tale at number 7. At 6, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are using all their kung fu abilities to clean up the streets in Battle Nexus. That wascally wabbit, Bugs Bunny, is causing trouble while creating a whole lot of laughs in Looney Tunes Back in Action at 5. At 4, conquering the forces of evil in a dangerous jungle is no easy task for Tak in the Staff of Dreams. That $1 million ogre is ready to do what it takes to save his friends in the fantastic adventure Shrek 2 at number 3. In the 2nd spot, we take to the ocean floor with the most absorbent hero there is in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. But our favorite animated characters in the game world are the heroic family of The Incredibles, checking in as our number 1.
Hey yo, Yeah, man, why don't you kick some of that?
Last year, EA took its long-running Need for Speed series in a new direction by combining car customization with solid track designs and challenging opponents. Now the sequel hits the streets with Underground 2 on the PC and all consoles. So, let's take a look under the hood to see what's new.
Into this house we're born.
The action in this title is as solid as ever. It's all the stuff you have to do between races, however, that distracts you from its best moments. Taking a page from the open-ended style of Grand Theft Auto, the action takes place in one large city. So if you want to participate in a race, you first have to find it on the map, then drive there to compete. It's an interesting idea that in practice is just plain boring. You start off the career mode in some pretty slow cars. It's not until you invest a major amount of time earning money for upgraded performance parts that things begin to get interesting. But once you've done so, the racing is intense as the cars are fast and handle well. And subtle techniques like power sliding around corners and drafting are easy to pick up. Like last year's title, there are a handful of different race types, including circuit, sprint, and drag. New this year is the Underground Racing League. These meets are sort of mysterious events that are revealed in the cutscenes. They mostly involve some knucklehead breaking into a track after hours, then letting everyone in for a real race. We were, however, disappointed that we couldn't utilize all the map's locations to race on. Modifying your car here is the key, not only to winning races, but to landing on magazine covers as well. All the high-end upgrades are doled out in stages, forcing you to win races to unlock the best stuff. The slick graphic presentation gives this game a great look, and all the racing modes can be played multiplayer and online. Underground 2 is a solid racer that basically suffers from trying to be too clever. Starting out in life can be really expensive these days. Once you've managed to buy your dream house, you still have to decorate it. Thankfully, Cybernet is here with this generous cheat for The Sims 2 on the PC. At any time, press Ctrl plus Shift and C, then type MOTHERLOD and E. We've just dropped $50,000 into your bank account. That's right, 50 grand. Now you can afford that flat screen TV and couch and a stereo system that'll make any party rock. Enjoy. Coming up, we step into a deadly zone, take a sneak peek at Battlefield, and experience Warcraft worldwide.
Still a little bit of your taste in my mouth. Still a little bit of you laced with my doubt. It's still a little hard to say what's going on.
Tracy.
It's just the beginning.
There's a new editor in town.
Bit of a loose cannon.
Someone to shake up the local rag.
Journalism is a triumvirate of diligence, pensioners make lovely rugs, integrity, some trains may be late, and truth.
Go on, Dwayne, give it!
From the co-writer of Phoenix Nights, Johnny Vegas.
See you later, Mom. Don't forget to take Trisha.
And Dave Spikey in a brand new series, Dead Man Weds, Wednesday at 10, ITV1.
Welcome back to part 2 of Cybernet. We blast our way into the second half with a futuristic first-person shooter. A human colony has been established on the planet Vecta, but without warning, a deadly militaristic faction called the Helghast invade the planet with a full-scale attack. Can the armies of Earth defeat the ruthless enemy? Let's find out in Killzone for the PlayStation 2. Although Killzone is thematically a sci-fi adventure, its gritty combat takes inspiration from familiar 20th century theaters of war. This is primarily reflected in the wide range of landscapes. In all, there are more than 45 levels spread across 11 environments that include muddy trenches, bombed-out cities, jungle terrain, and even office buildings.
It is set in the future, but we really didn't want to do a standard sci-fi game. Everything in the game has a real contemporary feel to it, very real, very recognizable. The phrase we use is reality with a twist.
Like the locations, the weaponry is very contemporary in both the look and design. However, that doesn't mean it's lacking in firepower. Machine guns and shotguns all provide maximum carnage.
There's 26 weapons in Killzone. They range from kind of small arms, knives and pistols right the way through to rocket launchers and stuff like that, you know, the cool guns. All the weapons are ballistic firing. We don't have any lasers or kind of green goo blobs that fire out of our guns. It's all real kind of satisfying, meaty, and every bit of the weapon is properly modeled and accurate, so the reloads, when you pull out the clip and slap in another one, all the bolts and things slide around.
Even though you play from the point of view of an individual soldier, you're actually part of a specialized 4-member squad. And before each level begins, you have the choice to pick the character you want to control.
Each of the characters has different skills and different abilities. We've got a stealth character and a heavy weapons character and a couple other guys in there as well. And depending on which of the characters you choose, you get a different play experience, different route through the level, different weapons. The encounters are set up in different ways.
Helghast have barricaded themselves in the other building. We need someone to get over there and blow up the door.
Developed by the team at Guerrilla, this game is loaded with power-packed action. The presentation is first-rate, and the graphics are sensational. All the landscapes are impressively interactive, and the explosions are fantastic. It's limited by a far too linear pathway, however, but it's jammed with cool cinematic moments, like when the enemy Helghast rappelled down from a dropship in the sky. Hey, who you looking at?
Show 'em who's boss.
It's unfortunate that several technical flaws keep this game from being all it should be. Most prominently, the AI on both sides is inconsistent. Quite often, enemies rarely move or run for cover, even after you drop a bomb at their feet. And your teammates tend to be more a hindrance than help. Plus, some player animations are jerky, like when throwing a grenade. But adding to the package are excellent multiplayer modes for both split screen and online, where up to 16 players can join the battle via broadband. Killzone goes a long way toward providing PS2 owners with the same thrills that Halo does for Xbox fans. It's an ambitious and interesting game that just needs a few upgrades to really compete. When immersed in jungle warfare, knee-deep in rice paddies with hostile enemies everywhere, the last thing you need is to run out of ammo. Thankfully, Cybernet is here with this cheat for Shellshock NAM 67 on the Xbox. At the title screen, enter black button, right trigger, Y, white button, left trigger, up, black button, right trigger, Y, white button, left trigger, and up. Now you can blast away as much as you'd like, because we've just given you infinite ammo to cause maximum damage. Happy hunting! Thanks to our superior intel, we've just acquired some top secret and amazing footage from the sequel to the soon-to-be-released Battlefield for the PC. This time, players will be able to engage in modern warfare, taking on the role of US, Chinese, or Middle East coalition troops. Each map is going to adjust in scale to support the number of players in the world so that the vehicle-to-player ratio will be maximized. And with over 100 players able to join with the online feature, these massive battles are sure to be intense. There will be more than 30 land, sea, and air vehicles available, such as helicopters and tanks. The graphics engine is also going to be upgraded so that you can enjoy destructible environments, ragdoll physics, real-time shadows, as well as a bullet-penetrating feature. Battlefield 2 is sure to be a hit, so keep your eye on Cybernet for our upcoming full review. As new technologies are created, gaming on the go becomes increasingly popular. And it's not just cell phones and Game Boy Advance consoles. A slew of new portable gaming gadgets are hitting the market in all shapes and sizes. So join us as we test out two competing devices, beginning with the N-Gage QD from mobile phone giant Nokia. This redesigned N-Gage has been upgraded and streamlined from the previous clunky version. Now games load easier, the controls are more responsive, and through Bluetooth wireless technology, close-range multiplayer competition is possible. And with the all-new Arena launcher, members can access rankings and participate in events. Best of all, the games look great. The QD supports all existing N-Gage titles, including current 3D releases like Spider-Man and Ghost Recon. The only annoying part is sometimes you just have to take a call. Next up, we take a look at Zodiac's TapWave. This fantastic new device was designed with technology enthusiasts in mind. The TapWave combines video playback, MP3 music files, photos, and interactive gaming all in one. The games load easily enough, and the widescreen liquid crystal display and powerful three-dimensional graphics engine makes playing games like Doom and Stunt Car Extreme the visceral experience they're meant to be. And of course, the TapWave is a PDA that allows you to schedule all the important events in your busy life. All these expansive options, coupled with high-quality design, makes the TapWave a handheld gaming champion. Now, if you'll excuse us, we've got aliens to fight. Listen to sounds of battle in the distance. The forces of good and evil are clashing. It's time to set a course for a mystical land of warriors and monsters as the world's most famous real-time strategy series transforms into an online role-playing game in World of Warcraft, conquering your PC and Macintosh computers. The story takes place 10 years after the events of Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne, and tensions between the Horde and Alliance factions have resurfaced. These groups are comprised of 8 different races, from the noble humans to the brutish orcs. Amongst these races are 9 different character classes ranging from hunter to shaman. Like any massive multiplayer online game, you're placed in a world filled with adventurers. You must then perform various tasks ranging from relaying messages to killing giant spiders. As you progress, the tasks obviously get harder, so joining forces with others will prove helpful. In fact, some of the larger tasks should only be attempted by groups with a diversity of classes. One of our favorite features in this title is that when you attain a certain level, you're allowed to purchase special riding beasts. This makes traveling around the landscapes much more efficient. And if that's still not fast enough, you can take a ride on an airship or fly around on one of the many other airborne monsters of the Warcraft world. We aren't alone in our love of the Warcraft series. On its first day of release in the United States, the game sold over 200,000 copies and the developers at Blizzard Studios had to deploy over 40 new servers just to handle the load. At a midnight release near Los Angeles, almost 7,000 fans lined up to be among the first to get their hands on the game. From the great graphics to the awesome storyline, we think World of Warcraft is the best online role-playing game we've seen yet. Now we just have to remember to get some sleep. It looks like Team Cybernet has once again emerged victorious. Thanks for joining us, and we promise to be back soon with even more fantastic games and features from around the world. Don't forget to keep in touch via email. So until next time, here's more awesome action from Neo Contra, compliments of Cybernet.